Me for day 2 of my Yin Yoga for running, before running. So if you're new to Yin Yoga, there are 3 main principles. One is find your edge, and this is very important. So yoga is very passive. We're not going to be using our muscles. We're actually focusing on our connective tissue, our joints, our fascia, and the ligaments. So in doing that, our muscles tend to take over when we use them, and we can't get deep into those other items that we're looking for. So we're going to try to relax those muscles and use them just the least amount as possible. So we need to find that edge. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being that you feel absolutely nothing, and 10 being all out extreme, I'd like you to be in tune with your body, listening to your body, and finding that 4 or the 5. You'll get there. A lot of times we'll start out a little bit, and then we need to just back off. So really listen to your body and its needs. The second thing is to be still. So as we get into these poses and we start sinking into them, it's really normal to try to fidget. Your body, we're holding these poses for a little bit of time, and your body wants to not do that, and it'll seem uncomfortable. Now, uncomfortable is okay, pain is not. You shouldn't have pain. So a lot of times Yin Yoga will actually be a lot of an emotional release also. You're spending quite a bit of time just with yourself and your thoughts. So we do have an affirmation that we'll be saying to try to help us during that time and as a mantra for us runners. And so it's going to be, with each run, I gain stamina. So that is it for today. With each run, I gain stamina. So during that time of being still, having your body in tune, focusing on your body, focusing on your breath, and focusing on our affirmation, we will continue through and not fidget, and allow our body to find that juicy feeling that it's looking for. And the third thing is to hold the pose. So today we'll be holding our poses approximately 3 minutes per pose. Some of them might be just a little bit longer, just a little under. So Yin Yoga can hold a pose anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes. On an average, most of us will do Yin for about 3 to 5 minutes. So as you are holding your pose and gravity is pulling you in a little deeper, it's okay to kind of move and sink down deeper to keep that 4. Because as your body warms up and those ligaments find that pose and your joints and it's just getting all good and you're just sinking in, your body naturally does that and feels safe. Your 4 and 5 is going to change into like a 2 or a 3. So then you want to give it just a little bit more and keep that edge there. So bring your props, bring your bolsters, your yoga blocks, and I even have a pillow for today. So as we're focusing on our quads and our hips as this day 2 focus, pause the video if you need to go and get your items and then come back. And we will begin with some easy breathing. In yoga, we breathe from the nose in and exhale from our nose. So you'll begin by placing one hand on your heart or your chest and the other on your navel. And notice the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. Are you feeling it in your belly? The belly should inflate on the inhale and deflate on the exhale. The next thing is to keep your inhale and exhale the same length. One way of doing this is by counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that is my breathing count. Whatever's natural for you, maybe a 3, maybe a 4, wherever you're at, Continue with that. Just a few rounds. Very good. Let's get started. So to begin, go ahead and come down onto all fours. Knees underneath your hips, about hip width apart. Place your big toes together, making a V on the inside of your legs. Going to scoot yourself back, not scoot, push yourself back. And this is where you may grab a yoga block, a pillow, whatever you would like. Coming down to the ground, a lot of times I will lower to my elbows first just to get that space. So I'm not wanting to lean forward. I'm leaning back through my hips. My big toes are together. Walk your hands out in front of you. You may place your head on a block or a pillow. Taking your shoulders out towards the edge of your mat. Bringing your hands in, kind of forming a diamond. Pressing that chest towards the ground. Remembering to breathe, to find that spot, and to get still. Breathing just as you were before. If there's a lot of space between your hips and your ankles, you could get a pillow and place there to make it more comfortable. With each run, I gain stamina. With each run, I gain stamina. Slowly begin to walk your hands in, lifting up, coming out. I like to wiggle my ankles just a bit. Coming down all the way to your belly. Lying down on your belly. Place your elbows underneath your shoulders. You can bring them out just a little bit further if you would like. And find that comfortable place and begin to raise your heart. Lifting your heart, not your cervical, not your neck. So your neck isn't arching back, but your neck will stay in a good position. So we're using the muscles here in our arms. Making sure the shoulders aren't going up into your ears. Just allow them to be soft shoulders. Your neck is soft. Really focusing on how your body feels, what your body is feeling. With each run, I gain stamina. With each run, I gain stamina. Slowly begin to lower yourself back to the floor. Oh, that feels so nice. Let's go ahead, roll over onto our backs. Let's take a moment, just raise your legs with your knees bent, grab a hold, and just rock back or side to side. Extending your legs out. You may take your left leg and you can have it extended if you would like. This is going to be a little deeper. Or you can press the sole of the feet onto the mat with a bend, will help you. Whatever feels the best. Taking your right leg, extending it up, bending it generously so that you can grab either the big toe with your two fingers if you would like. I love grabbing the outside of my foot. And I love the way it makes my foot feel, and this is just my preference. So So I grab the outside and I will use the inside of my arm to press against my leg. Now, I'm going to do so till I feel that 4 or 5. I will be activating the muscles in my arms. However, this is not the focus of where my stretching is, so that's okay. I want to make sure that I'm not activating these muscles to the best of my ability. I'm going to be pulling down with my hand. I'm not using my shoulders at all. And this, if you had a strap, you could also use this. I want to keep my ankle over my knee, pulling it towards the ground. Like I said, you can have a deeper stretch by placing your leg and extending it if you would like. Find that edge. Find your breath. Allow gravity to do the most of the work. I know I said I'm pulling. Mostly it's not a yanking. I'm allowing gravity to do the work and my body to open naturally. Breathe into the stretch. Being in tune, listening to what your body is telling you. It's better to start off with less and then intensify it as the stretching goes. Remember, our focus is on our connective tissue and our joints. With each run, I gain stamina. With each run, I gain stamina. Very carefully start to bend your knee and releasing that hold on your foot. I like to stretch the leg out before going to the next side. Just kind of push into it and stretch it out. Some people choose to kind of windshield wiper their legs. Whatever feels the best for you. Now we will go to the other side. So again, you can plant your right foot on the floor if you would like, bringing your left in. I like to grab that outside, like I said. I'm going to extend as I did on the other side. And I didn't tell you what to do with your other hand, but I just lay it on my side. You can lay it on your side, over your head, out to the side, whatever feels the best to you. Finding that 4, breathing in, making sure your breath is staying steady and even. Paying attention and being in tune with your body, knowing how it feels. Not just how it feels, but what it is feeling. Where are you feeling it? Are you feeling the same things on both sides? It's completely normal not to. And it's also normal too. But just listen to what your body is telling you today. With each run, I gain stamina. With each run, I gain stamina. Ahead and start to bring your foot towards you, releasing hold of that foot. Stretch it out. Going to turn over onto your belly. Lifting up, taking your hands and maybe spreading them out just a little bit further in front of you. Legs are together and pushing into your hands, lifting yourself up like a seal. And for vary this as you need for comfort, so you can take your arms out a little bit wider, which they should be wider than your shoulders, and only go as far as your 4. Remember your neck, finding that breath. With each run, I gain stamina. With each run, I gain stamina. Notice if your shoulders have come up into your ears. Slowly start to lower yourself all the way down, down, down. Bringing your hands back in, pressing yourself back up. We'll find our way back to our first pose, putting our big toes together, spreading our legs open into a V, pushing back into your hips. This time, walk your hands towards the right and lower. We won't be staying in this pose quite as long. Just a little counter pose. With each run, I gain stamina. Begin to walk your hands back to the center, picking up that head, laying it back down. Picking back up your head, pushing in. We're going to walk our hands to the left. You may cushion yourself with blocks and pillows, blankets. With each run, I gain stamina. Pressing into the arms, lifting your forehead, walking back to neutral, dropping down. Pushing into your hips, pushing into your forearms, coming up onto all fours. Going to make ourselves our way into hero pose. So just coming up. Excuse me, I'm shedding. So this stretch might require a few props if you're new to it. So one of the things you can do is to place a block underneath your hip. We're going to be taking our knees and extending them out towards the edge of the mat, as well as our legs, so that you'll be making like almost like a W with your legs. I'm going to have to move up a little bit so that the camera will be able to get me. So a block is just fine, or a pillow, whatever you need to comfort yourself and to give you some room. Another thing to consider is to be placing a pillow or maybe behind you. So as we go into this, we're going to be leaning back, So you may use a pillow to support you, a couple of pillows to support your back, and whatever's going to feel best. So you can start out, and the way you'll just ease into it, I grab a hold of my toes, coming down to my elbows, and then just rest backwards. Now, some people also like to support their head and their neck. That is just fine. And your hands can be on your feet, they can be on your belly, over your head, whatever feels the best for you. Find that comfort. It's just a little too much for me for today. Find your edge. Breathing. Breathe into the stretch. Breathing deep. Being in tune with your body. Listening to the needs of your body. Noticing if you're clenching any muscles. If you are, find out why. Ask your body what would be more comfortable, and pat that area and lift that area with a pillow or a block. You always want to make sure that there's not space between your body and the floor. If there is, fill it with something. With each run, I gain stamina. With each run, I gain stamina. We're going to come out of this pose very easily and gracefully as we can. So pushing into your elbows, rising, being careful of your head. Bringing your arm behind you for support, pressing into your hands, and lifting out. Now it's up to you if you're going to continue to come forward. A lot of people will move their legs right here. This is like one of the first times that you've done this. Definitely pressing in between your legs and behind you will help to bring your legs back. We're going to just stretch our back just for a second. taking the same pose. So big toes together, knees apart, leaning down, lowering your body down onto your hips. Forehead can go on the mat or a block or a pillow. If there's a lot of space between your hips and your ankles, you can fill that space. Beginning to press into your legs and into your hands, lifting yourself up, rolling onto your back. Stretch your legs out, bringing your right leg up, knee bent towards your body, grabbing a hold of the shin and pulling it into your belly. Now, if this is too much, you can take and place your left leg with bending the knee and place the sole of the foot onto the floor. Find that edge. With each run, I gain stamina. Releasing that hold, gently taking that leg and stretching it out, making our way to the other side. So the same thing, floating your left leg up towards you, grabbing a hold of the shin and pulling it in towards your body. Breathing into your stretch, keeping your breath even the whole way through. Asking yourself the same questions: how your body is feeling, what your body is feeling, how you can help your body to feel better. With each run, I gain stamina. Begin to release the hold on this side. And we are going to extend that leg, making our way into Shavasana, our final pose. I like to support my head and the back of my knees. And allowing your legs to just fall how they naturally fall. Hands down at your waist, palms up. Your body is going to absorb the practice. And during these few minutes, we're not going to ask anything of our bodies. Breathe in, listening to your body, and breathe out, feeling your body. Maybe noticing the way you felt at the beginning of this versus how you feel right now. I like to start wiggling my toes, squeezing them and letting them go, making a fist and opening with my fingers, my hands. Roll over to your side, whatever side is accessible to you. You can always place something in between your knees if you would like. Keep them at a 90. Allowing your awareness to come to you. Focusing from your feet all the way to the top of your head on your body. And you're welcome to stay here for as long as you would like. And when you're ready, begin to press into your hands, lifting yourself up, coming to a seated position. and join me for a small meditation. Meditation, I love to find that comfy seat. That's one of the biggest keys to it. So find you a comfy seat. I enjoy placing something under my hips to bring them up a little higher. And just place it at the edge. Doing like we did at the beginning, finding that breath, lengthening our spine. We want to be sitting up tall but not strained. Your hands can be on your lap or they can be inside your lap, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. We're going to take our right hand and your pointer finger and middle finger are going to go in between your eyes, right here on your brow. The thumb is going to be on your right nostril, but don't press in. And your pinky and ring finger will be on this side. And so as we do this breathing technique, what we will do is I'm just going to show you without my fingers here. So we're going to start by closing the right and breathing in on the left nostril. Then we will close the left nostril and breathe out on the right and back in on the right. Close that side, out, in, close that one, out, in. And continue that with your fingers pressed. Continue where you're at. Placing your hands onto your lap, we'll close our eyes and begin our meditation. Focusing on your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in your head, just release it. Let your jaw just not be clenched, bottom teeth separating from the top. Tongue will uncleave from the roof of your mouth. Shoulders will be soft. Arms soft. Notice any tension in your hips, your back, your hips, your legs, even in your feet. Keep your focus on your breath. It is completely normal that when you meditate, for thoughts to come and go, and the mind to wander. Just give those thoughts a name. Come back to where you're at. Just don't engage with those thoughts. Acknowledge them. Be an observer. Let them float past. Coming back. Giving yourself time. If your whole meditation practice is bringing yourself back, that is just fine. That's better than not meditating at all. Just listen to your body. Listen to your breath. begin to dip your chin with your eyes are still closed. Wiggle your toes. Take your hands and rub them together, placing them in front of your heart. With your chin still dipped, open your eyes softly, taking in the mat and you, your space. Bringing your awareness back. And when you're ready, lift up your chin and take in the rest of the world around you. I hope that you have enjoyed this practice with me today for our day 2 of Yin Yoga for before running. May you have a nice and wonderful run today. May you be steady in difficult times, and may you always find happiness. Namaste. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you.